Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to my channel. Let me give you guys a brief rundown of what happened. So I literally filmed this video and somehow the footage was lost. And this was the same video that was actually supposed to be uploaded on Thursday. So I promise you guys, I have been pre-filming and taking the proper precautions, but sometimes things just happen and there are technical difficulties that are literally out of our control. Hence why I'm having to refilm this video, but that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. So this is part 2. If you guys have not watched part 1 of me talking about psychopaths, narcissists, toxic people, I will put that in a little card somewhere in the corner. And before we get on to this video, please make sure that you are following me on Instagram. Okay, Aisha Christina Foster over there. If you want to get in contact with me, be sure to do so via Wizio. The link for that will be in the description box below. That is the only way to get in contact with me because I get a lot of DMs from you guys. And lastly, make sure that your post notifications are turned on so that you're notified every single time that I post. So far, it seems like my schedule has been Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I love that schedule. And my podcast comes out every single Wednesday. Guys, I think that this is gonna be the week that we hit 200K, and this is going to be, a very special week for all of us. And I am very, very excited. I feel it in my bones that this is gonna be it for us. And if you like this video, share it. These past 2 videos, which includes this one, is kind of like a passion project of mine where I was kind of going crazy because I was trying to read this book, Psychopath Free. It'll be linked down below as well, in 3 days. And I did. And it was just 2 pages shy of 200 pages. And it was packed with so much information. And I was trying to compile it into 2 videos in a podcast. So that is the background on all of that. Now, let's get into the reason why you're here. We're gonna be talking about recovering from toxic people, narcissists, psychopaths, and what is to be expected with recovering from these types of people. And the road is not gonna be easy, but it is in fact very possible. So as we know, psychopaths manufacture desperation and desire. In the idealization phase, they shower you with compliments, gifts, and a lot of flattery to just make you put so much value in the things that they say, to set you up essentially to live by or live for their praise and adoration. And everything that you do seems to be perfect to them. And this is where they prep you for what we call identity erosion. And in that phase, because their behavior is so unpredictable, it keeps you on edge at all times. And it also keeps them on your mind at all times. It's important to note that everything that you once understood about people in general do not apply to a toxic person, to a narcissist, to a psychopath. You cannot use regular human consciousness or a regular human conscience on these types of people because they are going to exploit your empathy and your remorse. And this is why it's so hard for people that are empathetic and things like that to explain people that are essentially psychopaths, their behavior. The problem is that you're using, I guess for lack of a better word, regular logic, or normal logic on someone that is not normal. So in recovering from a person that is a narcissist or a psychopath, there are many things that you're going to experience and different stages of grief. In this stage of grief, you're going to experience the shock, the emptiness, the depression, the inability to focus, sometimes physical deterioration too. You're going to neglect your physical appearance and things like that because you feel so worthless and just low. Why? Because these people consume all of you. They take up so much room because they become your life. That's what happens. So no wonder when they disappear or when they're threatening to leave, because they always do, you're feeling empty. Like you have nothing and no one else to live for, no one to turn to. Now, here's what I find very interesting based on the book and in my research, that a lot of the times you will feel like, okay, I have intimate needs. This is the person that I've been with. I don't want to just start over and get with someone new, especially because usually how these situations end, it's pretty devastating. And you don't usually want to be like, all right, I'm just going to go and move with someone else and, you know, give my body to someone else. So this is what happens. You oscillate between wanting to go back to that person, you know, for your sexual needs and desires and, you know, wanting to connect with that person, and the misery of understanding that that is no longer an option anymore. And what are you going to do? So in this phase, of course, you're extremely vulnerable and you may not even really fully understand the amount of damage that that individual has caused you in your life. So this is what happens sometimes. Instead of healing from that person and their tactics and things like that, you do become a victim of them. And all those things that that person said, you're jealous, you're crazy, you're this, you're that, all these projections that they're putting onto you, you're gonna start to feel, well, if I wasn't so jealous, if I wasn't this way, then he would still be here, she would still be here, all of these things. I wanna stop you right there and let you know that there is absolutely nothing that you could have done differently to get a different outcome. This is just how this goes with people like that. You may also experience in the grieving stage denial, and this usually comes with the attention seeking, the cyber stalking, the manic moods, sometimes substance abuse. And usually this starts to happen, these symptoms get ignited or triggered when you see the person that you were just with living a brand new happy life with someone else, and you're just watching the whole thing unfold. Now, what this is gonna do for you is this is going to make you feel like, okay, well, I need to act unbothered. I need to, post things too, because I wanna just show like, I'm fine too. I'm not upset that you moved on to someone else and it's only been 72 hours since we broke up. Okay, that's fine. And you wanna be the cool person because partly you are secretly hoping that maybe they'll realize that they made a mistake. Maybe if I just act cool because, they said that I do act jealous, if I do the opposite, then maybe they'll realize they made a mistake and they'll want to get back with me. No, that's not how it goes. Now, what I need you guys to realize is largely a huge part of your healing is contingent upon this person and getting some sort of reaction from them, an emotional response. And a lot of the things that you're going to do is centered around that individual desiring you back again. So here's where it gets tricky. In order to convince yourself that you're fine, you want to create a brand new life, right? So what do? Chop our hair off, change our hair color. We do drastic things. I mean, heck, we do drastic things even when, less has happened to us. We want to disassociate ourselves. Trust me, I get it. But in this case, it gets really, really tricky because you'll change jobs when there really was nothing wrong with your job. You're just trying to separate yourself so much that you're trying to create a brand new life, brand new identity. And then you become this person, because you're a victim in this part, you become a person that you're lashing out at everyone but the person that you should have lashed out at. And so what you do is to portray that everything's fine, you're fine, you engage in a lot of reckless and impulsive behavior. You're going out every single night, you're drinking every single night, you're acting like you don't even care, you're doing anything to really get attention, and you don't really see that because to you in that moment it feels warranted. Well, I'm single, I can do what I want. Yes, but now you're sloppy drunk on Instagram and you're hoping that he's gonna see it, maybe he's gonna care, maybe you don't care that he's gonna care in that moment. You're just doing anything to get a reaction and you're engaging in reckless behavior that you wouldn't have normally engaged in because you're very hurt. And partly what you do is in this reckless stage, you may blow a lot of money because, hey, it does get pricey going out. You got to get a new outfit, you're doing your hair, you're buying new makeup. You probably paid for your hair to, get done again, to change it. And sometimes you're still idealizing that person that you were once with. And maybe you're thinking, okay, well, I created a brand new identity now. I look different, so maybe they're going to want me now. And what you do is you may even meet someone new in this phase. And you realize that, this person is not as good as this person. Like, I don't feel that fire and that chemistry because you are very much still romanticizing that person that abused you. And so naturally, everyone that you are meeting since that person, you're sizing up to him or her, okay? And they're never going to measure up. So when you are, posting all these things online and you're just hoping that maybe he'll comment, maybe he'll see it, he'll say something, or even if he doesn't say something, well, at least he saw it and maybe that's good enough. Or you're searching for answers on your own to see like, well, what is it about her or him that is so special? And how is it that he can be happy with this person and he was this way to me? It makes you feel even worse because all this digging you're doing, trying to find answers, I get it. You're feeling worse because you're feeling like, wow, so it must have been me, because why is it that he seems like he could be so happy with somebody else? So what you tend to do is you'll think to yourself, all right, well, I'm sure they secretly want me back, right? Like there's no way that they could really be over me because, well, they loved me. You can't just get over someone after loving them just like that. So that leads us into the if only thoughts, where you're just thinking, if only I didn't go away that weekend, we would still be together. If only I would have got him the PlayStation 2 like he wanted, then we would still be together. If only I didn't ask them to stop criticizing me when they were hurting my feelings, now I seem too sensitive to them, then we would still be together. And again, there's nothing that you could do about those things. We can all wonder, what if, oh yeah, till the cows come home. We can all do those things. You have to understand that is still using a regular human conscience with someone that is not operating from a regular human conscience, someone that does not have a conscience. So when you are in this phase of being very reckless and things like that, what you want to do is avoid making very life-changing decisions, especially as it pertains to money and friends. Because in creating a new life for yourself, and you are still very much a victim of this person because you were very hurt and it takes time to heal, okay? There's no way that you're just gonna be, I'm good, I'm fine. Like, no, like I really am fine. Like it's really not even that serious. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to other people. And you have to understand that this is what you're going to experience in dealing with someone like this. It's a lot of chaos that you're gonna go through on your own as collateral damage from dealing with someone that was chaos in a human body. It was chaos in human form. So you're gonna experience a lot of self-doubt and self-contradictory and essentially cognitive dissonance. So again, you're gonna oscillate between extremes. One minute he's a monster, the next minute, all right, well, he wasn't that bad. And that's another thing. Whenever you speak to victims and people that are victims of abuse, whether they're still with that person or they're just freshly like out of the situation with that person, but they haven't gotten them out of their system, they swear that the person that they were with wasn't really that bad. Like, that is how strong the human mind is that we are capable of unconvincing ourselves of blatant things that are asinine, essentially, because we're still trying to protect, for whatever reason, that relationship. Because we're hoping that we can possibly just get it back. Now, as long as you're experiencing cognitive dissonance, you're setting yourself up for manipulation all over again. As soon as he texts you, hey, you left your hairpin on the floor in the bathroom. Here you go. I mean, wow. Thank you so much for telling me, because like, I know we haven't really spoken and like, I know you like have a girlfriend and everything, but it was so nice of you to just like, let me know that. Is there a time that I can like come pick it up or whatever? No, it's cool. Like, I'll just leave it in your mailbox. And you're like, no, I don't want to inconvenience you in any way. Like, trust me, like, it's not a big deal. Like, I can literally come and get it myself. Like, it's fine. You don't have to like come all the way to my house. And meanwhile, it's like, okay, he doesn't have to come all the way to your house, but you're going all the way to his. Like, I'm confused, because why? You want to try and spend any time with that person. You're hoping, okay, if they see me, I'm gonna look my best, okay? I'm gonna do, what is that song that by Britney Spears that I love? It was like, gotta look my best if we're gonna break up, gotta look my best if we're gonna break up. You touch me and it's breaking me down and me down. I don't remember the name of the song, but basically it's someone that she broke up with, and she's saying like, okay, you're coming over, like, I know we have very strong chemistry, whatever the case is, and I need to look my best, like, since we're already broken up, or we're gonna break up, whatever the case is. So, but she knows that this is something that she shouldn't do, you know? Like, you just want to put that person in your presence again, because you're like, okay, if they see me now, okay? This is perfect. Obviously, this is a sign because I changed my hair, I lost a little bit of weight, and they've obviously been seeing that on social media. So now they're telling me that I left my hairpin at their house. Obviously, they want to see me. But these people, they just want to know I still got it. And they're not going to get back with you. Watch, you're probably waiting days later for this person to have communication with you, and you never hear from them again. And you're just thinking, so he really wanted to give me back my hairpin that bad? I mean, I'm confused. Like, it wasn't that, he could have literally never told me that, and I would have been fine dying without that information. They do things for no reason just to make you feel like, okay, maybe there's a chance. But there is none. This is just what they do. The less time you try and spend making sense out of something that makes no sense, the better off you will be. So this brings me to my next point. If you know that you want to recover from somebody like this, you cannot have contact with them. Absolutely none. Social media's cut off. Snapchat, I don't really use it like that. Cut off. Block. With a T. Block. You have to force yourself into this healing process. Throw yourself into it because it's hard and it hurts. Trust me, I get it. It hurts, but you have to do it. You don't have a choice. You either sit in the temporary satiation of soothing your ego, or you force yourself into something and get that healing over with so that you can make better decisions next time. Don't make semi-permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. You know better than this. You know you are not supposed to be in this situation. You know this person is hurting you. You spend majority of your time pretending to be okay, and you want to hold on to that so bad. You are not okay. You are not okay. It is not normal for someone to be blowing up at you in an argument. It is not normal for you to barely get sleep at night. It is not normal for you to always have to watch your tone. This person has conditioned you to believe that you are so argumentative, you are insufferable, that you just don't know how to talk to people when it is just them. You have altered your personality a million ways till Sunday to suit someone who literally takes on other people's identities. They don't have one. There's no threshold that's ever going to satisfy them. They are not people. They are empty shells. They are human parasites. That is what they are. Don't lie to yourself. If you continue contact with this person, it is inevitably going to hinder the healing process. You have to cut them off. If you are constantly going to be like, what is he doing? What? Trust me, we've all done it before. In a case especially like this, no playing with fire here. Your mind is already going to vacillate. You're already going to experience cognitive dissonance. You cannot afford to literally every day engage in keeping up with this person. And this is why, even when I talk about making semi-permanent decisions based on temporary feelings, what I'm saying is you don't want to put yourself in a position where, let's say you make a move because of that person. Oh my God, I want to hold on to this person. If I don't move from where I am and move closer to them, they're going to break up with me. That's funny. You know, I'm usually not a fan of long distance relationships, but I'm sure that it works. There are plenty of people that it has worked for. And sweetie, your dynamic isn't long distance, okay? Maybe you guys live like driving 40 minutes an hour. You know, that's that's arbitrarily long distance. But when I think of long distance, I'm thinking like state lines, country, like relax, okay? If it worked before, why all of a sudden is in this abuse too? It's not even like, hey, I want to create a life with you, I want to do this. It's all used as manipulation, okay? And more than likely, you're the one footing the bill. Let's talk about it. I'm concerned. The way that you're going to feel after this is done, I'm telling you, if you don't force yourself into this healing, you are going to have the heartbreak is going to be so immense. You don't want to put yourself in a position. If you are watching this video right now, I need you to take this very serious, very serious. If I can help any of you avoid what it's going to feel like when you leave someone like this, meaning you're making this decision on your own, or the first time they break up with you, you let it go and you don't try to get in contact with them again. It is a losing game. They always will have something over you. It's the hairpin. It's the, oh, you were too this. You were just jealous. You were that. Oh, if you don't come move over here with me and like my family, all these things like that, then I don't want to be with you, or you must not really care about me like that, so I'm going to find someone that does. This is what they do. You know that you have showed this person that you care about them. You know that. You know that. And you're going to let someone convince you of behavior that they're projecting onto you. The reality is, and projection, I'm using that word very specifically because that's all that it is, baby. It is all projection, because the reality is they don't care about you. And you know how I know? They're not capable of caring about you. People that care about you don't do certain things. And I don't want to hear the excuse, oh, he just needs to be taught how to love. Well, baby, it's not my job. If you need help learning how to love, that needs professional assistance, professional advice, not from someone like that is supposed to be your partner. No. And this is because you're trying to make excuses because you want to understand that person. Maybe if you understand them better, then that gives you a justification for all of their behavior. Understanding a psychopath, I'm literally explaining to you what they do. This is what's going to happen. You can't use a regular human conscience on people like this. They're always going to exploit your empathy and forgiveness. You know, unfortunately, it is very easy for empathetic people to self-destruct. And that is because we always forgive people. We always want to believe the best in people. And I actually talked about this in my podcast episode from last Wednesday, from the date that you guys are seeing this, because there are a list of things that I even talked about in that podcast where people that are narcissistic and toxic and are psychopaths, they are drawn to people like us because we are constantly, it's so easy for us to make excuses for people that show such poor behavior because we understand this person is in pain and I want to help them. But in helping them, I'm hurting myself. At what point are you going to actually choose you? And I'm not saying this from a selfish standpoint. There's a good selfish and then there's a bad selfish. The person that you're with is the bad selfish. You need to be the good selfish and say, you know what? I need to choose myself over this heartbreak. It hurts more than it feels good. I think that it feels good. I'm riding on trying to achieve the high that we had in the beginning. That has been non-existent for quite some time now. This person has broken up with me and they have moved on in 3 seconds. And how can you love me and not speak to me again? That's not how love works. When you love someone, you never stop loving them. Even if you're not with that individual. I've only been in love one time, okay? And I've loved another person since then, I believe, but nothing compares to the first person that I loved. I still love that person, you know, regardless of how I feel, if I want to be with them or not, I will always love him. So I know that from my own experience, what it's like to be loved. And I also, you know, fortunately, I've experienced that in a great way. And I also know what it's like to love someone as well. And you never stop. It's something that will always be. And especially considering the time frame. That's convenient. You move on 72 hours after. And okay, that's not how human emotion even works. It doesn't work like that. You don't go from in love with someone and loving them to, on to the next person because you didn't act right. That is not how it goes. Don't let someone's, flaunting of their, happiness make you actually think that they are. Because let me tell you something. Confidence is quiet. All the people that you see that brag about a lot of things, okay, they are not confident people. They are insecure. If someone always feels the need to express how happy they are, how much they're doing, what they're doing that's new in their life, it's a lot of the time stemming from insecurity, or they're simply not doing that at all, okay? You ever see someone that's at the gym and they're always posting being in the gym, but we don't see any progress? Hello? Knock, knock. Who's there? not you. That's what it is at the end of the day. We cannot allow people to project these things onto us and then we are living the label. No, absolutely not. What I want you guys to understand is these are all the things you're gonna go through in recovery. It is not a normal step-by-step thing, like go outside, walk, meditate. It's not that type of, recovery. Yes, those things will absolutely help, but you're gonna vacillate between a lot of different feelings, okay? One, I suggest therapy. You need therapy to recover from a situation like that, or any heartbreak, any situation that you felt has been particularly traumatizing to you. Because you have to watch the road that some people take. Some people become permanent victims. Some people choose pride instead of, vulnerability. And some people, like they say, time heals all, but it's not true. It is only what you do in that time that will heal you. You can spend the next million years obsessing over why you lost that person and never get over it. Or you can spend the next year actually healing from that situation, and not from a place of pride, not from a place of trying to show this person. Once you stop caring about trying to show this to that person, that to that person, then you're free. Then you're free, okay? Because again, like I said, confidence is quiet, insecurity is loud. You will learn in this journey that you don't have to put up a very hard exterior. You don't have to be hypervigilant and make those posts. Trust no one. No one's gonna trust you then, babe. You want an open heart. You want to set yourself free from something, completely heal from that past. People have experienced a lot of pain in life, and what life calls us all to be is resilient. And that's what I need you to be. I need you to be resilient. That's what this is calling for. Resilience. Any healing journey is going to require resilience out of us. You don't have to isolate yourself to avoid being hurt, okay? You don't have to try and over-empathize with people because you felt like you weren't understood. There needs to be balance in all the things that we do. It's about understanding your strengths and understanding that you will in fact overcome this, and you can. You can. Right now, think about something that you thought was impossible for you to get out of. Even if it was a grade in school and you just thought, dang, how am I gonna graduate? How am I gonna pass this test? And little miracles like that, you got through it. And I know that may seem trivial in comparison to how you feel right now, but just know that there is hope, that there is recovery, and that you will experience all of these things. But as long as you know, because now you do, you're already ahead of the game. Arm yourself. Okay, this is where the work begins, and I have no doubt that you can do it. So that is the end of this video, Angel. I hope that you enjoyed it, okay? I love you, and I want you to love you too. You're special, and the fact that you're watching this right now means a lot. If you watch this video all the way to the end, I want you to leave is there an Eiffel Tower emoji? Okay, if there's an Eiffel Tower emoji, leave that emoji. If you also have any suggestions or want to share your story about how you recovered from being in a toxic dynamic, please share down below. I want you guys to understand that you are safe here. We don't judge you. We'll help each other out. That is what we do here on the A-Team. Do not forget that I love you and God loves you, and I will see you beautiful angels in my next video.